CID Inspector Vijay Verma is a very lonely cop whose only family is a younger brother Ajay Verma, who is studying abroad. He also has two good friends Shekhar and Seema. Vijay sacrifices his love for Seema for his friend Shekhar, little knowing that Seema too was interested in him. One day when he arrests the criminal mastermind Tony Briganza, he is shocked when Tony is released from police custody because his corrupt lawyer shows the court a videotape showing him at a completely different place. So therefore he couldn't have committed the crime. From this day on, they become enemies and Vijay is hot on Tony's trail every time he commits a crime. Vijay eventually meets nightclub dancer Sapna and the two eventually become very close to each other. Udharan Chinne. While watching Sita or Geeta with Sapna, he realizes that two people can be at different places at the same time if they are twins. He realizes that Tony has a twin retarded brother called Jojo, who covers for him each time he commits a crime so he can get away with it easily. He successfully gets Tony arrested and put in prison. However, Tony escapes and hides out at the house of Shekhar and Seema. When Shekhar realizes that Tony and Jojo are wanted criminals, he tries to contact Vijay but Tony and Jojo find out and kill Shekhar and Seema. Vijay is devastated by the loss of his two best friends and is comforted by Sapna, whom he falls in love with. They both eventually sometime later confess their love for each other and plan to marry soon. After the death of his friends, he kills Jojo as revenge for his friends and sets his sights on Tony. Tony is outraged by the death of his brother and now has his brother Ajay and his newlywed wife on his hit list. He eventually tracks them down and kills them. Tony targets Sapna next and tries to kill her but Vijay saves her just in time and thus begins a cat and mouse game between Vijay and Tony. Vijay, now bitter that all his loved ones are dead, targets and aims to kill Tony once and for all. But the police commissioner warns him not to take the law into his hands. Vijay, however, cannot bear any more deaths and punishment being handed out by Tony and resigns from police duty as he no longer wants to arrest Tony. His aim is to put an end to his criminal activities and kill him for good. Vijay tracks down Tony and even though he changes his mind and wants to hand him over to the police, but Tony ridicules him and after seeing that Tony can never change he finally kills him. The police commissioner arrives and despite knowing that it is wrong to take the law into your own hands, sympathizes with Vijay and welcomes him back to the police force. Udharan.